Her work is a blend of nature and imaginative design, a colorful, whimsical, and unique view of nature and form. She is a nationally recognized and exhibited artist who has found the Ozarks landscape a source of inspiration, and she is among the region's most respected artists. Let's look into the creative mind of contemporary artist Jane Troup.
I like it all. And sometimes I just think, oh, I just want to do sculpture and work in clay, or I just want to be like Andy Goldsworthy and go out in nature and just make things from what I find and just leave them out in nature. But because I do make my living with art, it just seems, easier to do the painting. Although sometimes I just feel on the verge of just doing something in a different medium. When I'm first figuring out the composition or the idea of the painting, I have to be pretty quiet, because I think you use a different part of your brain for that. But then you, after you have it going, that part of the brain, you just want to, it seems best to occupy that part of the brain with some other thing, so it doesn't try to micromanage the painting, and because then you just want to be in a flow, and you don't want to be thinking about it in such a critical way anymore. And that's when kind of the real magic happens. I grew up in the mountains in Pennsylvania, in a somewhat of a rural setting, and was able to just spend most of my time outside, which a lot of us did back in those days. And I would just go into the woods or the fields and just explore on my own and collect things. I used to collect bones and bring them home, and that was like one of my favorite things. And then I would draw them and just start drawing nature. But also, when I was in first grade, we had an assignment where we had to draw, the person next to us in class. And Safian, I think his name was. And it turned out so good, although I wasn't really aware of it, that the first grade teacher called my parents in and said, you have to give this kid lessons. Mixing color is like archery. You do your best shot, and then you test it, and if it's not a bullseye, then you have to go back and change it a little bit. I almost always do the color in 3 values. So, and even the tree will be several different shades of colors, but when I mix the colors, I always mix the medium, the lighter, and the darker. Because you pretty much need the 3 to shape the form. I think I'm a combination of a lot of different things. I'm a little bit of a realist, and a little bit of a surrealist, and a little bit of magic realism, and then I have my pattern paintings, which I don't even know what they would be called. When I was going through a bad time, I kept thinking, what could take me out of that was just imagining going into a studio and all the canvases just being blank. Oh my God, that's the most exciting thing. I don't think I fall into a strict bracket, and because I was so influenced by surrealism and Dadaism. You know, I kind of revolt to be bracketed at all. I mean, that's what I'm trying not to do. I mean, even with my work, it's tweaked a little bit so that you can't bracket it, or so your mind can't go running to everything you know and go, okay, this is what it is. It just keeps it a little bit in mystery so that you can just keep looking at it and try to figure out what all the levels of meaning are, which is exactly what nature is. If you just go out and yank anything growing and really look at it, there's such complexity of patterns and ideas in there that you never figure it out. I mean, it's just infinite in its meaning and complexity.